Today on WAtv News, we mic up Trevor Donna for his last football practice. We talk to film director Dallas Jenkins about his crowd-funded series, The Chosen, and give you all the details about a recent WA engagement. And WAtv starts now. Good afternoon, Wheat Academy. I'm Emma Vega, and welcome to our 10th episode of the semester and our 34th of the year. What do football players talk about when they're in practice? What goes on behind the scenes? With the football season being over, reporter Catherine Swallow gives us a sneak peek mic'd up session with our number 6, Trevor Donna.
Hey, all gas, no brakes, all gas, no brakes. Hey, all gas, no brakes. Try to give you some highlights. Good people, Wheat Academy are going to get an inside look at a David Dorn huddle.
Queen right week, 21 lead on one.
Hey, hold up.
Oh, I'm going to take...
Hey, guys, we're like maybe number one in like my neighborhood.
Hey, you're still number one.
You don't find number 3 in that little circle route, I'm fired.
I promise I'm a good secret keeper.
You're a good secret.
Nobody else is going to hear this. Hey, crash fire, crash fire. Hey, boom smoke, boom smoke. Line. Chris and I rotate every 2 reps, which is hard because I can really only rarely count to 2.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to get you. Run, get in line, They're going to get you, Trevor.
Hey, smash bandit on 3, smash bandit on 3, ready?
On 3.
Yep. This man's operating on Internet Explorer. Hey, down. Hey, slug. You get? I'll take your dome off.
See, if you play the field, when we're blitzing and we're playing 3 week, you got to find.
So it's really like a 3 match almost.
Exactly right, man.
You always walk in the field.
I'm always sprinting. I literally never stop running. Hey, storm thunder.
Hi, everyone.
Get out of here.
Thanks, Trevor, for giving us some highlights into what happens during a football practice. Long hours during practice leads to good results on the field. Another good example of long hours to good results is the show The Chosen, directed by Dallas Jenkins. Tegan Allison and Greta Gustafson showcase all the hard work put into this show.
I have redeemed you. I have called you by name.
The Chosen is a multi-season show based around the life of Christ and the interactions he had with those around him. The director and producer, Dallas Jenkins' original plan was to make a series that would be able to go in-depth with the characters.
The Chosen allows you to dig deeper into the characters and get to know the stories more and the backstories and the culture and the history. I believe that if you see Jesus through the eyes of those who actually met him, you can be changed and impacted in the same way that they were.
This whole show started as a small video that Dallas produced for his Christmas church service about the birth of Jesus from the perspective of the shepherds. But the short film also went viral.
And we decided to use that short film to crowdfund season 1 of The Chosen, and just to see if people would be interested in a show like that. And we ended up shattering the all-time crowdfunding record, and only over $10 million came in for season 1 of The Chosen just based on the short film that I did for my church.
When creating the script, the writers are careful to maintain the accuracy of scripture while still telling a captivating story.
What we really do is make sure that we are first and foremost not changing anything that's in the Bible. But when we do add to the stories, and we do add backstory, and our first question is this plausible? Is it something that we believe really could have happened at that time, even though we don't know if it's a fact or not? And if the answer is yes, then we feel comfortable doing that.
From spending so much time reading scripture and studying it for the show, it has not only impacted the viewer's perspective of Christ, but also has continued to reveal more aspects of Christ to Dallas.
So I'm looking at the Gospels all the time, trying to find stories and moments that I think would be great for the show. And I'm going, wow, I have read the Bible so many times, and here I am in my 40s, and I've read the Bible, and I went to a Christian school, and yet I'm still discovering new and exciting things about Jesus.
Dallas and his team are still releasing episodes in Season 2, and they can be watched for free from the Chosen app. The Chosen continues to impact its wide range of viewers through a narrative storyline about the life of Christ. For WATv News, this is Tegan Allison and Greta Gustafson.
It's so interesting how The Chosen tries to stay true to the Bible as they showcase the life of Jesus and the people who have interacted with him. If you haven't seen this show already, it's highly recommended, and you can see it on Peacock, VidAngel, or the Chosen app. I have a question for you. What's your favorite animal? Mine happens to be a cat. They're so mysterious and always questioning what they're thinking. Reporter Osa Aroka always has a question for you. Let's find out what it is.
So what animal do you think you could take in a fight?
I would say maybe either something small like a spider, even though maybe not because I'm afraid of spiders, but I'd say probably a tiger or something because I'm like small but mighty.
What animal do you think you could take in a fight?
Sin duda la criatura grande,
Why?
porque es épico.
Well, now wait a second. You like what animal could I conquer, or what animal would I want to help me in a fight?
What animal would you feasibly be able to defeat?
A chicken,
Why?
because I'm hungry.
What animal do you think you could take in a fight?
Yo pienso que la criatura grande, sí.
Why?
Porque yo comí la criatura grande y I grew a lot, so I feel like I'll be a lot stronger now and
Yeah.
I'll be able to hit it, yeah.
Interesting.
If I were to fight an animal right now, I think I can definitely take on this horse pinata right here. Now for our weekly community scoop, I'll send it over to Mr. Thorin.
Thanks, Emma, and good afternoon, Wheaton Academy. For this week's version of the Community Scoop, I just have one thing to highlight. The month of May is a really busy month on campus here, and next week on Monday, May 3rd, we are starting a whole 4-week cycle of AP exams here on campus. Now, we're not going to have an AP exam here on campus every day. However, we are going to be hosting AP exams on and off throughout the entire month of May. The reason I'm calling attention to this is because if you are an AP student who's taking an exam here on campus, you're going to be getting some instructions from your teachers on where and when and some of the details. Most of you will be showing up in the field house on Court 1 to check in with Miss Reynolds. She'll direct you on where to take the exam. We're going to be using the field house primarily because it's a quiet spot on campus. And most of you, if you are taking an AP exam, will be in field house Court 3 or the Warrior Room. On some other days, there are some other locations we're using. The reason I'm highlighting this for everyone is so that you are aware, students, that especially if you have a class in the field house, either the Warrior Room or Warrior Dome, it's possible those classes will be displaced as we're doing AP testing over in that fieldhouse space. Your teachers will let you know where your new classroom location is on the days where there's testing. And even if you don't have a class over in the fieldhouse, I'm going to ask that you be mindful of maintaining a quiet testing environment for test integrity purposes. And that means that you shouldn't really be poking around in the fieldhouse for any reason on days where there are AP exams. In fact, it's probably just best to stay out of the fieldhouse altogether in May, especially during the school day, as not to risk interrupting the testing that's going on all throughout the month. If you have any questions, you can email me or Miss Reynolds or find me in the halls. I'll be happy to answer those questions. AP students, I'm excited to see how you perform. And yeah, excited that the month of May is going to be so busy for us around campus here. There's going to be a lot of activity, and good to see you participating in so many things. Hope you all have a great afternoon. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Mr. Thornton, for our community scoop of the week. Ever heard of a program called Academy by Design? Well, it's new, and it's being implemented here at Wheaton Academy. Rachel Cobb gives us more information on this new program.
Academy by Design is a multidisciplinary educational program that focuses on project-based learning aimed at solving real-world problems. Starting freshman year, students will learn the principles of design thinking and apply this approach to projects they do in their classes. If students want to remain in the program after their freshman year, they can choose to continue with Academy by Design and will have a class each semester dedicated to a project of their choosing. After their sophomore year, students again have the option to leave the program or remain in it for their junior and senior years. It is at this point that students will have an immensely flexible schedule where they will dive into other projects of their choosing and work with faculty and outside professionals on the problems that they are trying to solve. This is a multidisciplinary program. All areas of of interest are welcome. At this time, only incoming freshmen and current freshmen can apply. If you are a sophomore and have interest in the program, please see either Mr. Bjork or Mr. Regan to discuss the possibility of applying. For more information, including sample schedules and area of focus, check out www.wheatonacademy.org/academics/Academy by Design. From WAtv News, I'm Rachel Cobb.
This is such a great opportunity for students to get hands-on learning opportunities and to expand growth in innovation. This last year, a photo has gone viral on many media platforms, which led the way to the Battle of the Joshes. This past week, Peter Canaris tells us more on how this battle came to action.
In early 2020, a man named Josh Swain messaged a bunch of other Joshes on Facebook and challenged them to a duel on April 24th, 2021. In that message, Josh gave specific coordinates and times to meet to fight over the name Josh. That message went viral, and millions of people around the world saw it and thought it would be funny to actually show up. The coordinates led to a small field right outside of Lincoln, Nebraska. Hundreds of people showed up and thousands watched online. The winner? A 4-year-old boy named Josh Vincent Jr. from Lincoln, Nebraska. The young Josh Vincent Jr. is now known as Ultimate Josh. Peter Canaris, WATv News.
Congrats to the young Josh for winning the battle and becoming the ultimate Josh. Who knows, maybe Wheaton Academy should have their own Battle of the Joshes. With the Chicago weather being absolutely all over the place, Catherine Swallow informs us on what this week's weather has in store for us.
Thanks, Emma. I'm Catherine Swallow, and I'm here with the weather. As you can see, we've got a warm front moving in from the southwest that's going to come up and warm us up. We've got some cold above us, but that's missing us, so that's cool. Cool. We've got a cold front from the west that's going to come through. That's going to cause a little bit of rain that we're going to see tomorrow night. It's going to be scattered, as you can see, on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, and then it's going to continue through Thursday. Friday, it's going to clear up, and then Saturday, we'll be back to sunny and clear skies. Today, our high will be 82, which is the highest it's been all year. Record high for today is 87 degrees. High temps, we're going to continue to have high temperatures for a while, staying above 60 degrees, and we're going to have a pretty perfect weekend ahead. Picnic weather, also baseball game May 1st at home. Check it out. I encourage you to go. That's all I have to say. Back to you, Emma, at the desk.
Thanks, Catherine, for the weather forecast. So excited for this sunny day. Now for our announcements of the week. This week, Project 9 will be gathering in their small groups for lunches. All boys will meet on Friday, and all girls will meet on Thursday. Project 9 seniors will be reaching out to their freshman groups about where to meet them for lunches those days. We have a winner. In a close race decided by only 15 votes, Design E won. Thank you to all the students who submitted their designs for the Shack contest. And congrats to the students who had their designs showcased in the final 5. The Business and Innovation Club will begin working with a printing company to produce the wrap for the Shack with a new logo, designed by Emma Van Wagner. Emma will receive a $100 gift card, and our close second place winner, Bennett Swanson, will receive a $50 gift card. Junior formal and senior formal tickets will be on sale next week, only from May 3rd through the 7th. The junior formal will be held on May 14th, and the senior formal will be held on May 15th. Tickets for each event are $60 a person and can be purchased during lunch in the atrium. Push coin will be accepted. The formals are for Wheaton Academy students only, and all juniors and seniors are welcome to attend. The Spring Musical is looking for students who have an interest in stage crew, ushering, or serving food for all the performances. If you are interested in stage crew, Miss Bittler is having an informational meeting on Wednesday in room 112 during lunch. If you're interested in ushering or serving food for the show, Mr. Holtrop will have his informational meeting tomorrow at lunch as well in the West Library. For our next story, Greta Gustafson reports on a recent engagement with 2 Wheaton Academy staff members.
Miss Purcell and Mr. Sezonov met in college and have been dating for about 4.5 years. On January 1st, 2021, the couple got engaged in Disney World and are now excited for what comes next.
Kind of had a good idea on what I wanted to do for a while, so when it got to the time to actually do it, the big part was just getting the ring, and once I had that, I had a little prep to do.
it wasn't so much like, the movies kind of make it seem like it's a complete surprise. It was sort of a surprise, but my reaction was a little bit of surprise, a little bit of excitement, a lot of surprise, then a little bit embarrassed because it was in front of my family and they were really excited.
Mr. Sezonov chose January 1st for the engagement because it was a universally memorable day, so during the entire day at Disney, he was looking for the best spot to propose.
Honestly, on the day of, I didn't know exactly where at Disney I wanted to do it. I was just kind of waiting for the right time where we could kind of get off by ourselves, away from all the people, maybe take our masks down for a little bit, and kind of came across a good spot and just kind of went for it. So I think that's where a little bit of the surprise was in it.
This path was in the Magic Kingdom at Disney World. While Mr. Sezonov was looking for the perfect place, Miss Purcell spent the day nervous and excited as she wondered where and when the proposal would be.
So I Googled spots to get engaged at Disney, and then we got to the park, and I just remember being nervous all day, or just kind of is it here? Is it here? And I remember we got on the Peter Pan ride, and I remember he leaned down to touch his bag, and I remember thinking, it's happening over London right now, but then he just sat right back up, and I was like, oh man, okay. And then the rest of the day I was like, is it going to be on the dwarf train? Is it going to be on Space Mountain? Should I be ready? Is the ring going to fall off? Am I going to lose it? So I was really nervous the whole day, but in a good way.
Miss Purcell had been anticipating the proposal, but she was still so thrilled when the time finally came. Once they were engaged, plans for the wedding were in full swing, but because of the many COVID restrictions, the guests are limited to a small number of just immediate family members. Since getting engaged, Miss Purcell and Mr. Sezonov are excited for the wedding ahead and looking forward to what God has in store for their life together. For WAtv News, I'm Greta Gustafson. Back to you at the desk.
Congratulations, Mr. Sezonov and Miss Purcell. Wishing all the best towards your wedding day and for the life ahead of you. Now, for the 4 things you need to know, here's Jake Miller.
Thanks, Emma. I'm Jake, and I'm here to give you your 4 things you need to know for this week. Number 1, this week we have 2 birthdays. Mr. Musso is celebrating his birthday today. Swing by his class right after this and wish him a happy birthday. And for our Director of Alumni Relations, Miss Earl will celebrate her birthday on Thursday. Number 2, you heard from Isabel Brown and Jacob Williams today in chapel. And for Thursday, we will be hearing from Clayton Keenan. Number 3, we'll be having our annual award ceremony in the Fine Arts Center tomorrow evening. This event is by invitation only. If you would like to watch and see who receives some of the most prestigious awards of the year, tune into our live stream hosted on our YouTube channel. And now for number 4. Spring sports wrapped up this past week. Girls volleyball went 1-2 on their final home stretch and celebrated a ton of seniors. Boys tennis is now 1-1 with a victory over Huntley yesterday. And both track and softball have events today. Today, catch up with the rest of the sports. Here's reporter Zach Gardner.
Good afternoon, Wheaton Academy. I'm Zach Gardner, and I'm going to be giving you guys your April 19th to April 25th Wheaton Academy Sports Recap. I'm going to be highlighting the top event from each day of the week and briefly talk about it. Let's get right into it. Starting off on April 19th, varsity baseball beat Aurora Central Catholic 7-1. The Warriors bats were led by Ryan Scala, who went 3 of 4 at the plate with 3 RBIs, which included a double. Josh Kozma and Andy Roman both had multiple hits in the contest. Shane Bumgarner was the guy on the mound for the Wheaton Academy Warriors as he struck out 10 batters across 5 innings and only let up 1 run. Robbie Fletcher, the sidearm stallion, came in and struck out 4 straight batters to get the Warriors the win. Moving on to April 20th with JV Baseball getting their 3rd win of the season. They beat Aurora Central Catholic 10-0. Rowan Marr was the player of the game who had a no-hitter. He threw 5 complete innings, struck out 3 batters, and didn't let up a hit or run the entire game. On April 22nd, varsity girls soccer beat Ridgewood 4-0. Kelly Bickhart scored 2 unassisted goals. Jocelyn Roy scored on a goal assisted by Emily Setron. And Jocelyn set up freshman Grace Platt with her first varsity goal on the season. On April 23rd, Wheaton Academy varsity football had a big win over Elmwood Park. They won the game 48-6. This would end up being their last game of their 5-1 season. And finally, on April 24th, boys varsity lacrosse had a big win over Canelan, winning 23-0. Zach Cassis and Aiden Weisenborn led the team in goals and had 7 goals combined. Trevor Donna had 2 saves in goal, which ended up giving him his first shutout game of the year. This has been your weekly Wheaton Academy Sports Recap. I'll see you all on next episode. Zach Gardner, signing out.
Thanks, Zach. That will do it for this week's episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at WAtv and on YouTube at youtube.com/WheatonAcademy.org. And for all of us at Studio 22, have a great day.